Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Ms. Tahira here. I am a biology teacher and I hope that you all will be fine. Starting the lesson with the content of lesson. It's unit 1 and the topic is relationship of biology to other sciences. Biology include information on various aspects of living organism, but this information relates to other branches of science as well. And this relationship of one branch of biology or science to the other branch of science is interdisciplinary science. In fact, here we merge two branches of science. In interdisciplinary, we merge two branches of science, or we study the relationship of one branch of science to the other branch of science. Interdisciplinary sciences are number 1, biophysics, number 2, biochemistry, number 3, biomathematics or biometry, number 4, biogeography, and number 5, bioeconomics. Here in this diagram, you can see that when we talk about chemistry in relation to the biology or living organism, then it is biochemistry. An example is photosynthesis and respiration. When we are talking about geography in relation to the living organism, then it is biogeography. An example is distribution of organisms. Another branch is physics, and when we study physics within the living organism, then it is biophysics. An example is muscles and bones. And other branch is mathematics, and when we study mathematics in relation to the living organism, then it is biometry or biomathematics. And example is data analysis. And the last branch of science is economics, and the relationship of economics to the living organism is bioeconomics. And example, benefits and losses. Now, I will discuss all of these 5 interdisciplinary sciences in detail. Number 1 is biophysics. This branch deals with the study of the principles which are applicable to biological phenomena, or they are related to the living organisms. For example, working principle of liver in physics and limbs of animals in biology. Or we can say that limbs of animals, they work on the principle of liver. In this diagram, you can see this one is a liver, and it is class 3 liver. And you have studied in your earlier classes that there are 3 types of liver: one class 1 liver, class 2 liver, and class 3 liver. This is class 3 liver, and in this type of liver, load is at one side, effort is at the center, and fulcrum is at the other side. Same principle is in case of humans. Here in the limbs of humans, and here a fisherman is catching the fish, and this fish, it becomes the load at the end of the liver. Here this one is the load, and it applies effort, and this effort is applied by his bicep muscles. Bicep muscles are present at the upper front of the forearms, and these muscles, they exert effort at this point, at this part of the arm, and the joint of the elbow, it acts as a fulcrum. So the movement of the arms or the 4 limbs, it is based on class 3 liver. The next branch is biochemistry. This branch deals with the chemistry of different compounds and processes occurring in living organism. For example, the study of basic metabolism of photosynthesis and respiration involves the knowledge of chemistry. Here in this diagram, when we are talking about in plants, in case of plants, when our raw material is water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight, After reaction, the products are water, oxygen, and food is glucose. Then the process is photosynthesis. And the food which is produced by the process of photosynthesis, then it is utilized by humans. And when this food, it gets mixed with oxygen, then the products are carbon dioxide and water, and also energy is released. Then this process is respiration. So respiration in humans and photosynthesis in plants, both in both the cases, different compounds of chemistry are involved: water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, glucose. So here the knowledge of chemistry is involved, and both these processes like photosynthesis and respiration, they comes under the heading of biochemistry. Third interdisciplinary science is biomathematics or biometry. And this branch deals with the study of biological processes using mathematical techniques and tools. Or in other words, we can say that here we are applying mathematical techniques or rules or tools in biological processes, like to analyze the data which is gathered after experimental work. Biologists apply the rules of mathematics. And here, this experimental work, it must be related to the living organism. If we are carrying out any experiment which is related to the living organism, and after that experiment, we apply the rules of mathematics, then it is biomathematics. And these rules are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, ratio, proportion, percentage, all these rules are applied here. For example, if we test malaria, so for this test, 100 people were allowed to bite by mosquito, and after that, the blood of these 100 people was examined, and after examining the blood of 100 people, it was concluded that 20 people were infected with malaria. We can say that 20 out of 100 people were infected with malaria. So here the ratio is 1 is to 5. And this is the rule of mathematics. And it comes under the heading of biomathematics, as we are applying mathematics in living organisms. Fourth branch is biogeography. This branch deals with the occurrence and distribution of different species of living organisms in different regions of the world. And it is very necessary that we must know the characteristics of different regions of the world. What characteristics? Here, characteristics of the different regions of the world include the climatic conditions, especially. Like there are some regions in the world which have very, very high temperature, and some regions have very low temperature. And the biodiversity or the occurrence and distribution of living organism, it largely depends on temperature. Beside temperature, the fertility of soil is also very important, as the fertile soil, it supports a great amount of biodiversity or great amount of the living organisms, as the fertile soil supports plant growth, and where the plants are present, then ultimately animal will also be present there. And beside this, humidity or availability of water is also very important for occurrence or survival of living organisms. And the last interdisciplinary science is bioeconomics. And this branch deals with the study of organisms from economical point of view. Now the question is that, what is economics? Economics means production, consumption, and transfer of wealth. whenever we are talking about economics, then it is related to the wealth. For example, the cost value and profit value of crop yield can be calculated through bioeconomics. When you grow wheat, then you expend money on it, and this is your cost value. And after harvesting, when you sold this production, then you get profit, and you can calculate your benefit or losses by bioeconomics. It means here you have applied the rules of economics in the living organism. Economic is the production of wealth, and this production of wealth includes loss and profits. So we can calculate our loss and profit by economics, and then it will become the bioeconomics. Now I will summarize the whole lesson. There are many branches of science, and these branches have relationship with biology. And the relationship of biology with the other sciences is interdisciplinary sciences. And we have studied the 5 interdisciplinary sciences. Number 1 is biophysics. Number 2 is biochemistry. Number 3 is biomathematics. Number 4, biogeography. And number 5, bioeconomics. Biophysics, here the rules of physics in the living organisms are studied. Biochemistry, here different chemicals within the living organisms are studied. Then biomathematics, different mathematical rules and techniques are applied in living organism. Then biogeography, here the distribution and occurrence of different living organism in different regions of the world are studied. And the last one is bioeconomics. Here we calculate or we find out the profit and losses of our or of living organisms. Now the exercise. In question number 1, define interdisciplinary sciences and write their names. First, you have to write down the definition of interdisciplinary sciences. Then you have to write down the names of these sciences. And number 2, define the relationship of biology with the following branches of science. Number 1, physics. Here, when you are describing the relationship of physics with biology, then it becomes biophysics. It means you have to define biophysics. Number 2, chemistry. It means you have to define biochemistry. Number 3, mathematics, and you have to define biomathematics. And number 4, geography, and you have to discuss biogeography. And number 5, economics, and here it becomes bioeconomics. That was all about today's lesson. Thank you.